Oh man, I didn't even think about that. 420 is Hitler's birthday, isn't it? I was just lazy. I was like, I don't feel like bringing the Framemeister out. I just wanna stream something from the Xbox One, but I wanted to be retro. And I was like, Doom or Wolfenstein? Doom or Wolfenstein? And I was like, I haven't done Wolfenstein on YouTube in a long time, so that would be fitting. And I wasn't even thinking about Hitler's birthday, let alone my birthday. Amadeus, no Jagwolf 3D. Like I said, I don't have my Framemeister hooked up out here right now. I got lazy. I just hooked my modern console into the capture card. So my Xbox One, I actually have a lot of retro stuff on it. Older games like Doom and Wolfenstein and R-Type and Radiant Silvergun and stuff like that. So when I get really lazy, I'll just fire up my Xbox One on Twitch or something and just play a bunch of Xbox Live Arcade games. The backwards compatibility is awesome because it allows me to continue playing these games without having to go back to the 360. John Gaines, no way to do Hexen or Heretic because I'm on the Xbox One right now. Guys, we're playing the Xbox 360 version on an Xbox One. It's pretty much the DOS version with a couple of just very, very minor changes. It's pretty much the exact same game, except I don't have to dick around with DOSBox and finicky capture issues and things like that. So no, we are not playing the DOS version. Hey, Miku. Alright, so it's gonna look a little choppy right now. It's actually a kind of like a quirk with the 360 version. They didn't smooth out the demo reel, but the main game itself is a nice, slick 60 frames a second. So this is a really great version to pick up if you guys don't have it and you want to play Wolfenstein 3D. This is a really good way to play it. Because you don't have to dig around with DOSBox. The visuals are nice and crisp. You got dual analog controls and so forth. So it's good stuff. So again, when I get lazy and I want to stream Wolfenstein 3D, this is usually what I do. And yeah. So welcome to the stream, guys. Sorry I bailed out last week. I had to move a couple pinball machines And unfortunately with pinball machines, when someone says, I need to move it on Thursday, you pretty much have to move it on Thursday, because those suckers are huge, and you need help to move them. I do anyway. I live on the 2nd floor, so I have to carry it upstairs. There's no way in hell I can lift 250 pounds on my own upstairs. So I had to bail out last week, and today's actually my birthday, so I was going to bail out again this week. Normally I don't bail out on my streams, but I had the pinball move last week, and then my birthday this week. So my birthday is today. Some plans fell through, though. I was expecting my brother to hang out for a while tonight, and we were just going to play games or something, but he didn't. He was like, oh, I got stuff to do. And I was like, whatever, man. And, so I went ahead and just decided to go ahead and stream. I've got nothing else going on, and, but I decided like an hour ago that I was going to stream, so I didn't have as much time to set up and stuff like that. I had to, figure out what I was going to stream, and then, make the thumbnail and all that sort of stuff, so I had to do all that within the last hour. So that little fancy thumbnail you see, I just made that like a couple minutes ago. So yeah, we're gonna play one of my favorite first-person shooters, Wolfenstein 3D. It's a classic. I have a tendency of going back to it a couple times a year. I don't usually play all the way through it. I'll usually play an episode or two. But, you know, it's still a lot of fun for me. I like this game a lot. And again, we're playing on the Xbox One version. And, hey, there's Michael Macker. That's my brother. That's Brandon. And, Hawk's son. By the way, guys, I apologize if I do a lot of sniffling today and sneezing and things like that. It's, that time of the year. It's allergy season for me. So, yeah, you've been warned. Alright, sorry, I'm just trying to get situated here. Oh man, Wolfenstein freaking 3D. So what I figured I'm going to do is I'm going to stream for probably 2 or 3 hours. It's 9 p.m. Eastern time right now, so what I'll probably do is stream until like 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. and then what I'm going to do is stop the stream. I'm going to go over to Twitch, and I'm going to go ahead and start streaming again over there. I ordered a bunch of computer parts. You know, we need to kill Hitler, so let's do... No, let's start from episode 1. That's just the iconic episode. We always play in the hardest difficulty mode here for Wolfenstein 3D. But yeah, I actually bought brand new computer parts. About $1,700 worth of computer parts. Actually more. So I'm building a brand new computer rig. So what I'm going to do is go over to Twitch after this stream's done and continue my computer build. I actually started it over the weekend, and then realized that I forgot to buy the motherboard. So we were streaming my computer build, and I was like, wait a second, something's missing. And so we had to stop the build. But I have the parts now, so we're gonna go ahead and continue that on Twitch after this stream's done on YouTube. And Patchouli is running around my apartment today, so if I get distracted, don't mind me. She's already sitting on the other side of the room just howling at me. Whenever I start talking, she starts meowing. I think she thinks I'm talking to her, which makes streaming a little difficult. So a lot of times I'll put Patchouli in the other room, the bedroom, and I'll put her food in there. She's got a litter box and a cat bed and everything. So this is one of the changes in the modern versions of Wolfenstein 3D. I guess id Software came under fire from the American Red Cross or something like that, and so they had to remove the crosses on the health packs, both in Wolfenstein and Doom. So that's one of the only changes as far as I'm aware, aside from the updated menu system. Everything else is pretty much identical to the MS-DOS version. That's one of the things I love about this port, is that it's pretty much the MS-DOS version. It's an easy way for you to play the MS-DOS one. The dual analog controls work really well in this game because it's a very simplistic FPS. There's no looking up or down. There's no jumping. And you know, you just got a run button and that's it. So it's a really, really good way to play the classic Wolfenstein 3D. It's 60 frames a second. You don't have to worry about DOSBox hiccups and things like that. And if you're capturing footage like me, you don't have to worry about, say, your streaming software not capturing the DOSBox properly, which I have an issue capturing DOSBox stuff when I stream. So this is a great way to play the game, and I highly recommend checking it out if you want the classic Wolfenstein but don't want to dick around with the PC version on DOSBox. It's on Steam for like $5, but I think the 360 one is the exact same price. But it's nice, definitely worth checking out. So. Hey Andy, thanks for the happy birthday. I appreciate it. Wasn't there a secret Wolfenstein level made for Doom? It's Doom 2. There's 2 Wolfenstein levels in Doom 2. And you find them about halfway through the game. Shooting fake Nazis with popcorn. Yeah, it was in Doom 2, not Doom 1. But, I mean, Doom 2 doesn't really... I mean, they're basically... I'm actually really surprised they called it Doom 2 back in the day, because, like, it runs on the same engine. It has some new enemies and stuff like that, but, I mean, ultimately, it's basically the same kind of game. You know, it's not like Quake and then Quake 2 or something like that. We're going to actually skip the bonus stage. It's a really long level, and it's kind of a pain. I get lost all the time, so we're just going to go ahead and skip it. But yeah, I mean, I kind of almost look at Doom and Doom 2 as like the same game. Yeah, I say, okay, I'm playing Doom 2, or I'm playing Ultimate Doom, but I mean, I just kind of like lump them together. I love both of them equally, basically. Doom and Doom 2 are... Those two combined, and if they were one game, it would be probably my favorite game of all time. But Chex Quest. Yeah, I actually want to play through Chex Quest sometime. I've never actually done that before. That would be a lot of fun. So I am going to be doing more classic Doom stuff on Twitch with this new computer build coming. Some of the megawatts just get really choppy on my current computer. So with this new desktop I'm building, they're going to run at a gazillion frames a second, and it's going to be great. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. With this new computer build, I'm going to have more stream flexibility as well. Because I'm still going to keep my old computer and I'm still going to use it. But I'm going to capture directly from my old computer. So instead of using like desktop recording software on my old computer, for older games, I'm going to hook my old computer directly into my capture card on the new computer. So I basically have a separate source for some certain eras of computer games. That way I can keep the new system just, you know, fully stable and dedicated for streaming. For certain games, you know, obviously Doom 2016 is not going to run on my old desktop, but it will run on the new one, and I will be able to capture it and stream it just fine. I'm looking forward to that too. I also got into the Quake Champions beta, so I'm really looking forward to trying that out the second I build my computer. That'll probably be the first game I try, because Doom 2016 is still $60 right now on Steam, so I'm going to wait for a Steam sale before I pick that up. But yeah, Andy, the Jaguar version of Wolfenstein 3D is great. I've done multiple videos on it over the years, and I've streamed it a couple times on Twitch, and it's a great version. Unfortunately, I don't have access to it right now because I sold all my Jaguar cartridges a while ago, probably about a year and a half ago, because I got a Jaguar Skunk board, which is sort of an old-style flash cart. But I just sold the flash cart a few weeks ago, actually. I needed money, but there's also a new flash cart on the way, so I figured, you know, now was probably a good time to sell while my existing flash cart was still worth something. So fortunately I was able to get all my money back from the flash cart. It was about $130. And so when this new SD-based flash card comes out, I'm going to pick that up. And then we'll have access to Wolfenstein 3D again. I did intend on doing a Let's Play on it, but that never happened. You know, a lot of Let's Plays I have, like, planned, but I just never get around to because there's so many different choices, you know. It's like, what do I Let's Play this week? And sometimes you just don't get to what you intended on getting to. Walmart had copies of Doom 2016 for $20. Really? Are you talking the PC version, Ronnie? I mean, if they do, I need to get that. Hey, thanks, Dave. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, no, I love Doom on Jaguar. It's a really solid version. The no music is kind of a buzzkill, but you know, I don't mind it all that much, to be honest with you. I do wish there was music, but yeah, it's like it's not the version I go to and I play all the time these days. You know, if I play Doom, it's PC Doom basically, but you know, it is fun to go through on stream and things like that. People like seeing it on YouTube. But yeah, Michael, the N64 is a fun system, man. It's not my favorite system, but there's still a bunch of games on it I really like a lot. One of the big things about the N64 for me is there's just not a lot of 2D stuff on it. They really went like hardcore 3D on that system, and so whereas like the PS1 and Saturn, there's still a lot of, you know, two-dimensional games on it. Not just 2.5D where it's, you know, 2D gameplay but with polygons, but actual like hand-drawn sprites and things like that. So the N64 doesn't really have a whole lot of that. You know, Mischief Makers, Bangayo, not a whole lot of others, unfortunately. So, but I still love me some F-Zero X, you know, Doom 64, Quake. Well, Quake is kind of okay. Stuff like that I really like going back to. The first-person shooters are interesting to play. It's got a lot of really good racing games. So it's a really good racing game system if you guys are into that sort of thing. I never got into like the collectathon 3D platformers, so, and that's a very heavily prevalent genre on the N64. So Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, never really got into them. I do intend on going back to Mario 64 at the very least, though. And I plan on doing that on Twitch sometime. And then I want to go back and finally beat Ocarina of Time and maybe Majora's Mask. Those are games I just completely skipped out on. I did play a little bit of Ocarina, but yeah, for me, faster-paced action games, arcade-style games in particular, are usually my forte. And the N64 doesn't have nearly as much of those as its competition did, Saturn and PlayStation. Hey, Tony, thanks, man. And hey, Kat, how are you doing? Miku found nachos inside her N64. Cockroaches inside PS4s and Xbox Ones? Hey, man. All I know is that these consoles come from factories, and I don't know what those factories look like. For all we know, they could be infested. Walmart here in Chesterfield had copies for $20 on PC. Okay. I need to run to Walmart then and check that out, because I'd like to do that and pick that up cheap. Hey Brandon, are you posting from your music channel right now, by the way? Is that like your main music channel? Oh yeah, the Crash Insane Trilogy looks awesome. I'd love to get that. They say that it might not actually be exclusive to Sony. It might eventually come to other platforms, so I'm going to wait out for it, see if it comes to Xbox One eventually. It might be a timed exclusive license on PlayStation. So, Hagani on SNES and Holy Diver on the NES. Yeah, I want to eventually try to beat those games. Totally. Yeah, those will eventually happen. I need to get a Holy Diver ROM. I don't actually have it on my Power Pack, surprisingly. I do have Hagani on my Super Nintendo EverDrive. Yeah, Cat. I had to pick up a couple pinball machines last Thursday, so I canceled last week's stream, which is why I posted my Street Fighter Alpha 3 Let's Play on Thursday instead. So basically what's going to happen, guys, is if I don't stream, I'm going to post a video in place of the stream. So if you ever see a Let's Play on a Thursday, or some other kind of video, it's because I'm not streaming, basically. Wolfenstein 3D on Steam does run on Windows 7. I ran it last week on stream, on Twitch. So, it's just DOSBox. And the good old games version is just using DOSBox as well, so... Yeah, no, it runs on Steam. I can confirm, I did it last week. So yeah, anybody out there, Michael Mackert in the chat, that's actually my brother, and he's currently posting from his music channel. I wanted to give him a shout out, because if you guys like, particularly instrumental heavy metal music, Japanese influenced in particular, click on his name and check out his channel. Feel free to subscribe to his channel and give him a follow. He's going to be posting stuff there much more regularly, and he's got a couple albums. I think he's got one album out, and I think he's working on a second one right now. And I think you guys will really like that stuff if you're into melodic, fast Japanese-style metal. And yeah, so click on Michael Mackert's name, and that is my brother. You've actually seen him on several videos. Donkey Kong Country, X-Japan, Super Castlevania 4. And he's the one that came over and did the 101% on Donkey Kong Country for me, and that was pretty awesome. We're gonna try to hook up and do GoldenEye on the N64, hopefully sometime in the near future, since he's really good at that game, and I am not. Cat, it's Michael Mackert. He's in the chat, so you can just click on his name in the chat And I think that should take you to his channel. Oh, you can't click on his name. Ah, hold on a second. Ugh. So I'm gonna find his channel for you. This is weird. It's not like Twitch where you can just click on someone's name and it takes you to their channel. Wow, Brandon, you're getting subscribers pretty fast, man. You're at like 800 something right now. And not too long ago, you were only at like 200. So here's his channel, guys. Congratulations, Cat. Glad to hear that you're finally online with your 3DS. That's great. Now you can pick up some virtual console games. I know you've been having problems with that for a long time. No problem, Brandon. Always glad to share your music. I really enjoyed your solo album. So, gotta share the love. Oh, by the way, Brandon, I meant to give you the that guitar today. I was gonna let you borrow it since you asked about it last week. I totally forgot, and I was so tired today. I just wasn't thinking straight. Nice, Tony. Thanks, man. That's awesome, Cat. Hey, Mark, MT Shark, how you doing, man? Yeah, we're actually playing this on the Xbox One, Mark, but this it's basically the exact same thing as the MS-DOS version, aside from a couple of minor graphical differences. Very, very minor. Oh, excuse me, guys. Yeah, like I said earlier in the stream, allergy season's kicked in pretty hardcore this year, so I apologize if you guys hear me sneeze and sniffle and things like that. I don't really have much control over it. I did take some allergy medicine, but that only does so much for me, so... I'm good, Mark. I appreciate it, man. Alright, where's the silver door at? Is it down here? I don't think I saw it down here. Wolfenstein 3D is just a good old-fashioned, you know, find the key kind of first-person shooter, which is what Doom was as well. And Quake was basically the same way. Although in Quake you didn't really find keys. You did have to flip switches though. That would no, you had keys in Quake. I'm a dummy. It was basically the formula that id Software used for a long time in their first-person shooters. And so there's silver keys and gold keys. And there's silver doors and black doors. Or gray door, dark gray doors. And we're probably going to actually backtrack so I can pick up some health. Because I know there's plenty of health left over. Or not? Where's... I thought this was going to be like the room for the door, but... What's kind of funny about classic Wolfenstein 3D is it actually has a scoring system, and you do have lives, but... The lives are kind of redundant because you can just save your game. Thank you, Miku. I appreciate it. Tony, do you have your 30? Do you have a 32X plugged in? But if you're plugging your EverDrive straight into a Genesis, as long as it's a Genesis 1 or 2, not a Genesis 3, it won't work on a Genesis 3. Oh, I think a remake of the original Unreal could be awesome. I would be down for that, Mark. That would be great. I'd totally be down for that. Yeah, so it's weird to me that an EverDrive for the Mega Drive is not reading Master System games. Hey, Stocklock. So basically, it should work as long as you're using a Genesis 1 or 2. If you're using a 32X, it will not work. The 32X doesn't have the pins for the Master System pass-through. I think that's the reasoning. So Master System games will not work on a 32X. So basically a power-based converter won't work on a 32X. You have to take the 32X off if you want to use the power-based converter. And the EverDrive is basically just the power-based converter. All it is just a pass-through. But also the Genesis Model 3 won't read Master System games either. So if you're on either one of those scenarios, Master System games are not going to work for you on the flash card. You have it in a JVC XI. Well, that I'm not sure about. I've never personally used an XI. I always wanted to, but prices just got too high before I could justify picking one up. I would try a regular Genesis, Tony. Do you have a regular Genesis? I don't know if XIs have compatibility issues with the Master System stuff, so that could be it right there. No, you do not have to have a 32X to play Master 32X. Master System stuff will not work on a 32X. That's what I'm saying. So I wasn't sure what you had, and I said if you have a 32X, take it out because they won't work on it. And this is to anybody else out there that's not sure about this stuff. But since you don't have a 32X, you can factor that one out. But you do have an XI, and I don't know if Master System games work on the XI with a power-based converter. I don't even know if the power-based converter will fit on an XI. Yeah, bust out your Model 1 or Model 2, alright? And then try it. I wouldn't rule out the flash card. I mean, if your Genesis games work fine, Master System should be fine as well. So... Oh, thanks, Kat. Thank you very much, Kat. I really appreciate it. And it's always great to have you. So if I have a ColecoVision, can I play Master System games on it? Well, Ronnie, that'll depend on if you're dreaming or not. No, Tony. I wasn't saying you need a 32X. I was saying if you have a 32X, take it out. It's actually a common mistake people make is they try to plug a power-based converter into a 32X, and they don't realize that it won't actually work. It's the same thing with an EverDrive. If you're trying to play Master System games through a flash card, but that flash card's plugged into a 32X, Master System games aren't going to work. But no, like I said, we ruled that one out, so we don't have to worry about that. But it's really good to know for people that are just kind of getting into that territory of gaming. Things can get a little complicated once you start factoring in the Sega CD and 32X, and well, you don't ever have to worry about incompatibilities because you got a Sega CD hooked up. It just doesn't really exist. But when you have the 32X hooked up, some incompatibilities do start to occur. Stock lock, I mean, what are 32X prices these days? Like, just for the console or the add-on? I assume they were still cheap, even if you're just buying from Canada. Ooh, I didn't see that. Yeah, no problem, Tony. Oh, crap, I didn't save my game here. Crap, we gotta start over. That's fine. Fortunately, in Wolfenstein 3D, it's not usually that hard to just get a machine gun. Once you get a machine gun, you're back in action. You just have to make sure you don't, waste your ammo. So something that's interesting about Wolfenstein 3D is that you can actually shoot through doors as long as they're opening or closing. It's like, we'll let this door start to close. Oh, it won't close because the guy is like almost in, yeah. He's close enough to the door where the door thinks there's somebody in between. But just like you can shoot through closing doors and opening doors, enemies can shoot through each other. So you really need to watch out if there's a lot of enemies in a room. If you see a lot of enemies just like kind of stacked on top of each other, you need to get out of the way, because not just one enemy will be able to shoot you, but all the enemies will be able to shoot you at once. And that's one reason why you can die really, really fast in Wolfenstein 3D. I mean, gunshots, I'd say are a little more realistic in this game than most first-person shooters after this, because you can take a single shot and lose the majority of your health. But combine that with the fact that enemies can shoot through each other, you can die especially fast in this game. So here's our machine gun. So we're pretty much back in action. There is a chain gun or a minigun you can get, but I don't usually use it. I actually prefer the machine gun, because I use less ammo using this. I can be a little more concise with my ammo consumption. which is really important in Wolfenstein 3D. When you run out of ammo in this game, it kind of sucks, because your knife really isn't very good. Oh, Tony, with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Uncuddled Fluffy. Are you late? No, not really. I've been streaming for about, I guess, 40 minutes now. It's not really that long. We're still pretty early into the stream. This is not going to be an all-night stream. We're only going to go for a few hours, and then that's going to be it. And we're only going to play Wolfenstein 3D tonight. But yeah, if you're just jumping in now, still not a bad time to jump in. Alright, there's somebody behind me, too. Actually, there's the minigun right now. Oh, and I died again. 32Xs are going for about $80 on average on eBay. Okay. Hey, Metal Fan, thank you very much, man. Over 100. Hey, Beefy. It's beefy time, not wolfy time, it's beefy time. Yeah, stock. I guess that's the only issue is you're in Canada, so I guess some stuff is more expensive for you. The $350, I wouldn't even factor that in, man. That's probably like either a new unbox system, or it's got a bunch of games with it, or it's with a Genesis, or just rule those out, man. Like, I figured a 32X is probably 70 or 80 bucks North American. And, you know, prices are going to fluctuate depending on if you want, like, a complete unit. Like, if you want it boxed and everything, that's going to factor, you know, that's going to fluctuate the price, basically. Yeah, birthday boy. What am I doing on my birthday? I'm streaming. I lead such an exciting life, guys. Being the thrill seeker I am. Shooting digital Nazis on Hitler's birthday. This was not planned, by the way. The plan was to not stream tonight, but things ended up not working out quite like I expected, and so we are streaming, and that's okay. There are some stealth elements in this game if you want to. I mean, if you play really slow, you'll come across some enemies that aren't facing you, and they're just standing there. You can pretty much kill them in one hit, which is really cool. Oops, as long as they're not the big SS guys. Yeah, thanks again, MT Shark. I appreciate it, dude. That is true, Ronnie. But that was cool, because like that was hanging out with a bunch of people. I'm just me, hanging out by myself. That's not true. I'm hanging out with you guys. Hitler episode of Doctor Who. I don't think I have. Is that one of the more, like, recent ones? I was watching Doctor Who on Netflix, starting with the... Was it 2003 or 2005 they rebooted the series? So I started watching from there, and I got to... I think the end of the David Tennant run, and then Netflix took the series off Netflix. I was so disappointed. So I didn't get to continue on. That's pretty much where I left off. But I don't remember a Hitler episode, so. Mark, I am not going to too many games, no. It's hard for me to go to conventions like that because I work the graveyard shift. It's hard for me to be up during the day when these events are happening. Two, I also work Sundays. And for things like too many games, they're several hours away, and so I have to travel, and it's not really ideal for my work schedule. You know, even like MagFest, I skipped out on this year. I was just like, I'm just not going to deal with it this year. I'm not really a big convention goer. Like, I might go to the local ones, like MagFest is the main one. Anything else, I don't really even look into. And part of that is because I'm also doing my own thing here on YouTube and Twitch. Like, that eats up a lot of my time. That's kind of like my #1 focus. Conventions are just kind of like, you know, not really on my radar for the most part. MagFest especially has become very low on my priority list because of just how much of a pain it is to actually go to it now. It's blown up so large that it's more trouble than it's worth. And it's like the same thing every year too. Like MagFest last year was like exactly like MagFest 5 years prior to it was. It's just, it doesn't really change at all. And so once you go to a couple, you've kind of gone to them all, you know. Granted, never really got into like going to check out panels and stuff like that. I did on the first couple MagFests I went to. I went to the RetroAir TV panels. And Derek Alexander, Happy Video Game Nerd at the time, he had a panel too, so I checked that out. But, yeah, so I don't really focus on the panels either these days, so it's just like the draw is the arcade, which is the same every year at MagFest, and the pinball tournament. The dealer's room is just like, everything's overpriced. It's like, everything's like eBay prices, and you're like, I could just go shop on eBay. Granted, a lot of people want you to haggle with them, but I hate haggling with people. It's not fun. Hey, Nintendo Pin Mike, how you doing, man? Thank you, sir. Yeah, Tony, so Ronnie just linked my Twitch channel, and anybody else that is over on Twitch, if you ever want to hang out over there, I typically stream Fridays and Saturdays on Twitch, and sometimes during the week as well, when I come home from work in the morning. It just depends on the week and how I'm feeling. Let's go ahead and save it, just in case. Hey, Talus, thank you, sir. But yeah, Mark, if my schedule was normal, if I had like a daytime person schedule, and I had full weekends off, I would actually consider going to more conventions. I would go to like too many games because it's only a couple of hours away. It's not that far away. But with how a lot of things are working right now, it's just it's better for me to not go to them. I'd rather spend that time trying to work on more videos or streams or things like that. Stock lock, I think there was actually a court case for that, and they basically said that, they can't claim the happy birthday song. It's been, like, been a tradition for so long or whatever that, like, I forgot what the ruling was exactly, or what the reasoning was, but you're not gonna get sued now if you sing the happy birthday song in public. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was like a couple years ago, I think. That whole happy birthday song fiasco. And you know what? Even if it is copyrighted, I don't freaking care. I don't like the song anyway. Let's play some real music. My mom and my brother came over, and we were all just like, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, or whatever, let's eat some cake. Yeah, that's the thing, Mark. If you're trying to save money, going to a convention is not going to help you, because one of the worst things is going to a convention when you're broke, knowing that you can't spend any money. And I've done that many times, and it sucks. So, if you don't really have much money to spend, I personally probably wouldn't go. Now, it's different if you're going to go, like, meet up with people. I mean, that's one reason a lot of people go to conventions, it's to meet up with their gaming friends, and I'm kind of a loner. Like, I just kind of, like, go and I just walk around and do my own thing, and so there's not a huge social element for me when I go to conventions. I mean, maybe there would be if there was a point where, like, I would be able to do, like, a panel at a convention or something like that, and I've seen guys with, you know, far less subscribers do panels, so, like, I could see it happening, maybe, eventually in the future. And then that would allow me to reach out to more people and socialize and whatnot, but I mean, at MagFest, you know, there is the pinball tournament, and I obviously socialize there, because I'm, you know, pretty deep into the pinball scene, and I have a lot of friends that usually come in from out of state, and so it's always great to see and talk to them. But on the video game side of things, I don't even think I've really met up with anybody at the conventions. I think just a couple people, but some people go to the conventions just to, like, meet up with people and socialize, and I think that's really cool. If you're into that, then, you know, it's worth going for that. I mean, these are people that you might only see, like, you know, once a year or something like that, and so I think that's one of the big draws to these conventions. It's just meeting up with your like-minded individuals. I could be a fat version of Leon from the Resident Evil series. Would I ever cosplay at a convention? Hell no. No thanks. I will let other people do that. I'm barely confident in my own looks, normally, so, like, I don't know how putting on a costume would really help that. But yes, there's way more people that would do it way better than me, so I just feel like I don't even need to try. I'll just keep making videos. Videos and live streams. I'll stick with my expertise. Hey, Major Havoc. So there we go, I just shot him through the door, like I said. So you've got a run button in the game. You really want to make use of that when... Like, I walked around this corner here, and I heard a guy behind me. So instead of stopping and turning around, he would have shot me a couple times. I held down the run button, and I quickly made it this way. So I was, you know, basically behind cover. So with these classic first-person shooters, you really have to utilize... Wow. That was one shot that took away 60% of my health. Not 60%, but... Well, yeah. Wow. Whatever. Alright, let's go back to the beginning and see if I missed some health, because I don't want to go to the next stage, which is 9 HP. Yeah. Do a patchouli signing. That would actually be pretty awesome. Ugh, well that's better than nothing. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. I know there's probably some secrets I'm missing, and that would definitely give me some health, but I'm... For the most part, I'm actually not that familiar with the secret locations in Wolfenstein 3D. I just sort of just play the game as is, and I just deal with whatever ammo they dish out. I mean, if I'm in a room that's like an obvious dead end, yeah, I'll try to open the end and see if it's a push wall for a secret, but... for the most part, I just sort of... You know, I don't really go looking for secrets all that often. Hey, Larry G. feel like there's another guy. Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and save it. Can you hook up older consoles to modern TVs? It depends on if your modern TV has the old connections. I hear that new TVs are like foregoing the old composite connection completely. So you won't even be able to hook those consoles up without an upscaler of some kind. Like, there you go. Like, dead end with a, you know, swastika. Maybe I should try to open that. So, like, those are the types of secrets I'll try to look for. Not really try to look for, but if I see something like this, I'll try to open it. Because it only takes just a quick moment to do it. And sometimes it can pay off. So, in that case, it paid off really well, actually. So, I got my health back. Oh, jeez, come on. See, this is where running low on ammo can get you in trouble, because then you have to deal with the SS machine gunners. And they're not exactly the most knifeable enemies out there. Yeah, I don't know if the SNES Mini will actually be a thing. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm kind of pissed off that they discontinued the NES Classic. I did want to buy one. And it's really sad that a lot of the old school NES fans couldn't get one. Like, the NES was my first console that... It was like my first console, you know? Like... I still play it all the time. I would have loved to have had the Mini. But nope. Nintendo just couldn't manufacture enough, and the scalpers just kept getting to them. And there's no way I'm paying over retail for it. So supposedly their last shipments are in April. So we actually went out doing some random shopping before we went to birthday dinner today. So stopped in the Toys R Us and Target just for grins. So I was like, you know what? We're here. I might as well take a look. And of course, they didn't have any. They did have the official carrying cases, though. I thought about buying one just as like a memento for all the times I tried going to the store looking for an NES Classic Edition. I was like, you know, that's just gonna be $20 wasted. I'm never gonna get one of these things. So I didn't buy it. They also had the third-party Advantage style joysticks. I thought about picking one of those up, but I was like, I'm never gonna use it. So I passed on it. Now, if there was an NES Classic, on the other hand, I probably would have bought every accessory there. But, you know, Nintendo doesn't like money, so, you know, whatever. I wonder if they decided to discontinue it really because of the hacking. Like, because just a couple months ago they're like, oh no, this is a great seller, we're gonna keep making these, and then they stopped making them. So it makes me wonder if like they're stopping it because of the hacking. People are just gonna buy it to hack, and then they're not gonna buy any virtual console games. I can't believe they put a USB port on it and connected it to a data line of some kind. Like, instead of just having the USB provide power, it actually connected to the internals in the system. Like, really? Ugh. And I'm wondering if the thing wasn't hacked. Like, easily hacked. That's the stressing point there. You know, somebody would have hacked it probably regardless, but would it have been a hack that any Joe Schmo could have done? Probably not. And it makes me wonder if they would have kept manufacturing it if it wasn't so easily hackable. It just sucks because I wanted one. I just wanted the stock 30 games on. I wanted to stream it because I know people want to see it being streamed. And I wanted first-hand experience with it as well. I wanted to see what the input lag was like, and I wanted to hear the sound issues firsthand. But I can't do that because Nintendo won't let me. Nintendo stops manufacturing the Switch. Why should they give up the console business and go third party? That makes no sense. They've already sold close to 3 million Switches. I think they're doing just fine in the console business. There is no reason for them to go third party. And saying that just because you don't like Nintendo making consoles, that's just dumb. You know, they're making money. It's working for them. So, if it's working, you keep doing it. Now, if they're like Sega, and they are at the risk of going bankrupt because of their hardware division, okay. Then you think about going third party. But when you're in Nintendo's league, you don't think about going third party until you get desperate. Yeah, and Ronnie, I mean, if I had a little more money left over from my 401k cash out, I would have bought a Switch as well. I would have been one of those, you know, millions of people that bought one in the first month or two. Stock lock, it'll get there, man. They've already talked about stuff like that. It's coming. Virtual Console actually is coming very soon, I think. And it's already got some of the Arcade Archives Neo Geo games on it, so... Yeah, Christopher, I could see the exact same thing, yeah, if the Switch was a failure, but based on what we're seeing, it's probably not going to be a failure. People are speculating it's at least going to do better than the GameCube. Quite possibly the N64. I mean, hell, quite possibly. It might even get up to NES or Super Nintendo levels. I mean, it's millions of units in just a couple of months. Not even a couple months. It's a month and a half. Really good progress so far. And especially if they eventually shrink it down to where there's like a smaller version, they can pretty much get rid of the 3DS completely. And then you've got one console or one platform that tackles both the handheld and console television market. And I personally think that's the eventual goal for the Switch, and I think that's a really good goal to aim for. One singular library, millions and millions and millions of users, and great potential for software sales. Lots of software sales. So... I just realized we're still in episode 1. These episodes are so long. I mean, it doesn't help that we died a bunch of times too, so... I think, was it level 4, level 5 that gave me trouble? Morbid, it's not rocket science, man. I think we talked about this on my last stream. If they sell consoles, the third parties will come. And it doesn't matter what third parties come. They just need a good variety of software. And if the system sells, they'll have that good variety of software. And look at the 3DS. It's got a great variety of software. Great variety of software. And you know why? It's because it's sold a lot. The more it sells, the more people want to make games for it. That's all it is. It's all any console has ever been. The more it sells, the more developers flock to it. Developers and publishers flock to it, regardless of the strength of the hardware. Yep, pretty much, Ronnie. Yeah, pretty much. Well, if you build it, that's only part of the equation. You have to sell it in mass quantities. Then they will come. In the case of the Wii U, you build it, and you expected them to come, but they didn't. And then sat there wondering why, when it didn't really sell that much. So... yeah, as someone that's owned the Wii U since, you know, the first month that it was out, that's sort of a sad scenario. Because the Wii U was a cool system. It was great seeing Nintendo games in HD for the first time, and there was some good stuff on it. But yeah, like I said, guys, it's not rocket science. If your console sells a lot, publishers will come. That's it. That's all it is. You know why? Because there's the potential for them to make lots of money. And you know why publishers exist? To make lots of money. They don't exist to make you feel good. They exist first and foremost to survive financially and appease investors. The lovey-dovey, feel-good stuff part is sort of secondary to the we need to make money first and foremost part. But the better a console does, the more likely publishers do flock to it, and we get good games that make us feel all warm and fuzzy inside. That's how it works, it's how it's always worked, and it's how it will always work. So... There's no really diving deep into these types of conversations. You know, it's pretty simple actually, and I wish more people on the internet would realize that. I gotta say, it is pretty weird hearing the music in this version of the game, because it's just super slow. This is one of those level designs that just like throws me for a loop every time I play it. It's everything looks so samey. Alright, so gray door, I need a key. You get a special ring when you have Area of Sorrow plugged into the GBA slot while you play Dawn of Sorrow. I did not know that. That's actually pretty awesome. Oh man, Ronnie. You mean Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft aren't run by magical genius kitty cats who want to cuddle and make games to give me the happies? So a good rule of thumb in a classic first-person shooter like this is if you see enemies, you're probably going the right way. If you don't see enemies, or you see dead enemies, you're probably going the wrong way. So that's why I came back to go this way, is I knew there were enemies there, so I was like, okay, I need to keep going that way. Again, pretty basic stuff here. It's not rocket science. But some people do have a tendency of getting lost in these games. But that is a really good rule of thumb. If you see enemies, you're going the right way. Just keep going that way. I mean, unless, like... Of course, if you need to backtrack or something because you're low on health. Alright, so I need to go back to this wooded area because I do know that there's a black door somewhere. I don't remember where. But it's somewhere here. Hey Ronnie, do you remember if there's a map in the Xbox 360 version of this game? I thought Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo were ran by unicorns who shoot rainbows out of their rear ends. Wait, Wayne, they're not? ActRaiser is a true classic. That's one I want to actually try to Let's Play sometime in the future. I haven't run through ActRaiser in like 20 years. Oh, Brandon says, skip out on Final Fantasy II for the NES, you're not missing out on much. Oh man. He's got some stories about that game. Yeah, no maps in 360 Wolf 3D? Okay. Yeah, I figured it didn't because the MS-DOS version didn't have it, and this is pretty much the MS-DOS version. So, but I wasn't sure. I thought maybe, just maybe, they would have added it in as a bonus, but it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. Alright, let's exit. So we're actually getting close to the end of this episode, which is great. This is actually taking a lot longer than I expected. We're in almost an hour and a half in. We're still in the first episode. So what I might do is play a different episode after this. Instead of going to like episode 2, we'll like go to, I don't know, a higher episode that you don't see that often. I'm surprised I'm unlocking these achievements because I've already beaten this game. Like, why aren't these achievements already saved? Yeah, ActRaiser 2 is it's a very, very difficult game. So what's this all about? What's all this about? It's about video games and live streaming and shooting digital Nazis in the face. And digital Nazi dogs in the face. Nazi dogs? What? Yeah, Ronnie, I'm thinking maybe episode 3 is the way to go. Maybe we can mow down Hitler. Digital Hitler. No, I'm playing the Xbox 360 version. Crap, I did it again. Jeez. Larry G, which of the two ActRaiser games is more action-oriented? That's part 2. Part 1 still has a lot of action scenes as well, but part 2 is more action-oriented. There's no simulation parts in ActRaiser 2. It's all just straight action platformer. But the action is also much slower in ActRaiser 2. So yeah, if you decide to play them, you've been warned. ActRaiser 2 has a very high skill ceiling. It's a much more difficult game. Pizza, no pizza today. We actually went out to Red Robin earlier tonight to eat dinner, so that sort of filled me up. And so I actually went out to the store to pick up a 6-pack of beer as well, which I'm gonna wait to crack open when I start streaming on Twitch. And so I picked up just like a turkey sub while I was out. And that's going to be my dinner for later. Or my, yeah. Technically my dinner, but the Red Robin was my breakfast since I work overnights. That was my first meal of the day, so... Tony, I do have 3 DiGiorno's in my freezer, actually, but I haven't opened them yet, so... Larry G, though, if you do try an ActRaiser, try the first one, man. I mean, like, the quote-unquote sim aspects of the first ActRaiser are pretty much non-existent. Like, even the top-down sim sections are still action-oriented. It's, you fly around as a little cherub, and you shoot lots of things in a top-down format. It's actually really fun. So I'd recommend playing the first ActRaiser, not the second one. I mean, I would recommend playing the second one if you like really difficult action games that require a lot of practice. But I would personally play the first ActRaiser first. Ugh. See, if these guys catch you off guard, they can wreck you in just like 1 or 2 shots. Alright, so we're gonna backtrack. I know there's... What? Where did you come from? Wolfenstein 3D, where meals sit on floors and not the dinner tables. I love this game. Yeah, Brandon, how far are you in Return to Castle Wolfenstein? I know you told me the other day that you're playing through it for the first time. I actually tried firing that up on my desktop over the weekend on Twitch, and it refused to load. It just gave me a gray screen, and that was it. So I'm afraid I may never be able to play through Return to Castle Wolfenstein. You know, the way it was meant to be played anyway. Yeah, the thing about the quote-unquote sim parts in the original ActRaiser, they're not really even sim parts, like I said. I mean, you're basically... Enemies are constantly flying in, you have to constantly shoot them, and you'll get... I totally forgot what it was. Was it like energy or money or something like that? And you can like extend your town, and basically you just flesh out your towns as you attack these enemies, and then that's basically it. And then you'll go on to the next action scene, and then after that action scene you go back to the top-down town building part, and it's still action, you know, even though you're fleshing out your town. It's good. I highly recommend it. It's unique. You know, there's a reason a lot of people are fond of the first ActRaiser and not the second one. So. Oh, we're at the boss fight. I thought we still had one more level to go, so... Alright, so in the PC version of Wolfenstein 3D, you have to actually push these walls open to find these secrets. In the console versions of the game, they actually just put doorways there, so we've got the chain gun, we're gonna go ahead and just use it. Well, Guten Tag! Well, hello, Patchouli. My cat says hi, too. I say Guten Tag, and my cat goes meow. Alright, oops. Well, it doesn't really matter what we switch back to, because this is the end. Unlike the console versions, once you beat an episode, it's it. You don't carry your weapons over into the next one or anything like that, so... Yeah! Yeah! It's hilarious. He goes, Guten Tag! Alright. You run out of the castle and hook up with the underground. They inform you that the rumors were true. Some hideous human experiments were seen around Castle Holahama. Whatever. So Operation Eisenfaust is real. Oh my god, who cares about the rest of the story? I don't. Yeah, so the Xbox 360 version also has online high score lists, which is kind of cool. So you can try to go through the game as fast as possible. We are not playing anything other than Wolfenstein 3D tonight, so we're about an hour and a half into the stream. We'll probably play for another hour and a half. And, I think we'll try to kill Hitler, and then that'll be the end of the stream. So, and that is episode 3. So Wolfenstein 3D actually takes place in 2 separate parts. It's basically, the first 3 episodes is kind of like, let's say episodes 4, 5, and 6 are actually prequels to episodes 1, 2, and 3. So technically, if you wanted to play them in order, you'd go 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. So these take place, 4, 5, and 6 take place before you actually fight Hitler. I do like episode 2 though, because you fight like the Franken-zombie things, and that's always really cool, so... Miku, if you're dragging behind, refresh your stream. Don't let Hitler escape to the moon. Oh, man. Oh! Okay. Jet's Pizza. No, we don't, actually. I've never heard of that. Is that like a frozen pizza you can buy, or is that like a local pizza chain? They're a pizza chain. Okay, yeah, no, I've never heard of them. We definitely do not have them in my area. Somebody should message their head of operations and tell them to expand into the Northern Virginia and DC area. Alright, see ya, MT Shark. Take care, man. Wow. No health. You have a Jets near you in Indiana. Interesting. Okay. Hey, see ya, Major Havoc. Oh, jeez. Hey, Reality Studio. See that's what I was talking about. Enemies can shoot through other enemies, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, we mostly have just like I mean, we've got a couple of like local only places, but we also have a lot of like big chains, like big chains like Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, you know, Little Caesars, the really well-known ones. I do wish we had a little more variety in terms of pizza in this area. Well, I mean, I guess we do. It's just I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just I hear about these other chains in other parts of the country that are across multiple states, but we don't have them in this area. So it would be nice if we had them. But I'm pretty sure everyone's got like Domino's and Pizza Hut and Papa John's and whatever. I came for Wolfenstein. I stayed for the deep discussion on semi-national pizza chains. Hey, gotta have a little variety in a stream, right? Yeah, Kat, I think you mentioned Godfathers last time you were here, and unfortunately we don't have them up here either. So I've never seen one or been to one. But if I ever went to a different state that does have one, I'd love to try it. Pizza and gaming go hand in hand. I totally agree. I mean, pretty much pizza and everything goes hand in hand. You know. Now that I think about it. Yeah, the guys in the white outfits are especially annoying. They're really, really fast. So you've got to watch out for them. This level isn't that short, is it? Really? Okay, whatever. Alright, got our first key. These are some pretty short stages, which is honestly pretty refreshing. Like, you know, I didn't really realize it back in the day when I was a kid, because all this stuff was just so new to me, but, you know, playing through the first episode now, it just feels like it goes on for way too long. Like, granted, we did die a couple of times, but it took us an hour and a half to go through that first episode. And we skipped the bonus stage. We didn't even go to the bonus stage. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, because, like, I'm pretty sure I read that they designed episode 1 first, released it, and then, like, finished up the rest of the game, basically. So I want to say that's what they did with Wolfenstein 3D back in the day. So, you know, as they made more levels, they became more experienced with, like, you know, level design flow and whatnot, and so the later episodes flow better than the first episode. You know, some of the stages aren't as drawn out. Like, so there's a locked door. So I know, like, I need to go to the other side of the map, find the key, then come back eventually. It's like a lot easier to plot out these stages in my mind as I'm playing through them for the first time. So, like, this is the starting room. I can pretty much go left or right, and then left or right again. Whoa! Whoa there, Haas. It's just so much easier to, like, to memorize, or remember, like the corridors in these later episodes. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and keep going this way. Somebody's leaving. Who's leaving? Oh, crap. Cat, are you leaving? Alright, see ya, cat. Good night, and thanks for the happy birthday once again. Really appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat, too. Darren, I have played Raiden 5. I have it, and I don't really like it that much, honestly. I only paid $12 for it. I got it on sale sometime, I think, over the summer. And I just think it's super mediocre. I don't enjoy it. But I mean, I'm old school when it comes to Raiden or Raiden. Like, I've been playing it since the original arcade game, and that's Raiden to me. Like Raiden and Raiden 2. Raiden 3, I always felt was pretty mediocre. I bought it right when it came out back in the day. Raiden 4 kicked things up a notch. It's a solid entry, definitely worth playing, but it's still a little bit different from the old ones. And then Raiden 5 is, it kind of like, instead of being more like Raiden 4, it's more like Raiden 3, but even more mediocre. It's just not very fun to me. The music is grooving. Yeah, definitely not a fan of Raiden 5. I don't like it. I think it's... I've played a lot of shmups though, so... And I'm a little more critical than some people. Like, for something like Raiden in particular, I expect better. Raiden is not just like some generic shmup franchise. Like, it's like one of the cream of the crop. It's like the cream of the crop in the genre. You know, the first two in particular. I mean, they were big arcade money makers back in the day. They're sort of like iconic games in the genre. And so, I expect much better from the franchise than what has been delivered over the last, you know, 15 years. Again, Raiden 4 is actually pretty solid. I highly recommend checking out Raiden 4. And Raiden Fighters is really awesome too. It plays nothing like the original games, but it is kind of like a side series. I've always considered it as a side series, and as that, Raiden Fighters is a ton of fun. I would pick up Raiden Fighters, the Raiden Fighters collection or whatever the hell it was called on 360. I still have it actually. Really great pack. You get those 3 games. And then Raiden 4 is worth picking up too, but Raiden 5, ugh, man, not a fan at all. So, not a fan at all. Oh yeah, Darren. No, I wasn't saying like you should buy Raiden 4. I was just saying like, I guess I was just talking in you know, in general, in case anybody else was wondering about the franchise. But yeah, I mean, basically what I would do is, if you haven't done it, and I'm sure you've probably already done it, is I would watch YouTube videos of Raiden 5. If you think it looks mediocre, trust me. It is mediocre. It's not one of those games that just magically gets better when you play it. I watched the videos when they first came out, and I watched long plays of it, and I was like, are the enemy patterns really this boring? Like, it was and I was like, I know I'm not going to enjoy this, but when it was on sale, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to buy it anyway. You know, support the shmup cause, you know. It's like, you know, the more people buy these games when they come out, then, you know, the more likely it is we might get more in the future. But no, I bought it, and it was just as mediocre as I originally judged it. With videos I saw earlier. Sorry, I'm just kind of like trailing off. I'm super tired right now. I got like no sleep today. starting to catch up with me. But yeah, Raiden 5 is very mediocre. I don't enjoy it. The thing about a game like Raiden 5, and you know, like I said, I'm very critical of it, because for one, I've been playing shmups a long time. 2, I expect better from the genre. But 3, when I play it, I sit there and I play it, and I'm like, I could be playing better shoot-em-ups right now. I could be playing Radiant Silvergun on the exact same console. Well, that's not entirely true. That's not backwards compatible yet on Xbox One, but I can play Ikaruga right now, or I can play R-Type Dimensions. Like, why do I could play Guwang. That's backwards compatible. Omega 5 is backwards compatible. There's just so many better shooters available on the Xbox One that aren't even Xbox One shooters, but they're backwards compatible. And so it's like, playing Raiden 5 is completely redundant, because you know you could be playing better shooters. It's the weakest shmup on the Xbox One, and that's not saying a whole lot, because there aren't really many Xbox One exclusive shmups. But comparing it to the backwards compatible shmups, it is the weakest shmup available on the Xbox One. Hey, John. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, Aero Fighters is a lot of fun. We actually did a Neo Geo stream, Neo Geo CD stream 2 weeks ago, and we played some Aero Fighters 2 and 3 on that stream. Yeah, really fun games. I like those. They're not like, they're not really like, they're not the most well-rounded shooters. They're not like all that complex with enemy patterns and stuff like that. But you know, as far as Neo Geo shooters go, and you know, the time and era they came out, they were fine. They were solid, and they're still fun to play. Raiden 5, though, you know, I expect a lot better in 2017, but Eliminate Down and Undead Line. Yeah, I actually used to be able to finish Undead Line without an issue. It is definitely a tough game. It's one of those shooters where you have to know exactly what to do in each stage at all times. So, Eliminate Down I never played much of. But Undead Line, I have played lots of, and I like that one a lot. Ikaruga? No, Ikaruga's not the hardest shooter of all time. It's one of the most disorienting shooters of all time, I'll give you that. Once you get over the disorienting factor, and you get used to the color changing system, it becomes way more manageable. And then obviously you have to learn the stages, and that's like any other shooter. But it is super disorienting, which is why I don't play Ikaruga that often, because every time I go back to it, I feel like I have to learn the game all over again. But when you really learn it, it's a fantastic game. Very well produced, great graphics, great sound, great gameplay. Still no Radiant Silvergun, but I mean, nothing is aside from Radiant Silvergun. I'll have to try Eliminate Down sometime. I've never really heard anybody hype up its difficulty, but to be fair, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. So, but that sounds interesting. If it's really hard, I'd like to give it a try. I like difficult shmups. I mean, especially more old school shmups. Like, old school shmup difficulty is a little bit different from, like, well, I don't want to say new school shmup difficulty, but like the bullet hells and stuff like that. That's really common in this day and age. Twin Cobra 2, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that one. I mean, I do want to put more time into it. It is on Saturn. Yeah, I don't remember if it was Twin Cobra 2. I thought it was, where it has some kind of mechanic where, like, the faster you mash the button, like, the more powerful your shot is. So it's one of those games where if you're just sitting there holding down the button, it's going to take a lot longer to kill enemies than it will if, like, you mash really quickly. I think that was one of the games that does that, that has that mechanic. But I will revisit it on Saturn. I actually, you know, I got a pseudo Saturn, so I have ways to play lots of different Saturn games that I would never be able to afford. Or never choose to afford. I'm not paying 150 plus for video games. For a single video game. No thanks. I'll put that towards some hardware I need that I could use for streaming on YouTube, or put that money away somewhere safe and buy a pinball machine later on. Alone in the Dark, One-Eyed Jack's Revenge for a movie adaptation. That would be hilarious. Tony, yeah, I've got Hyperduel. I've played it a decent bit. Back when I was doing Saturn stuff a lot, back in, it was like December-ish, I was doing playing a lot of Hyperduel. So I'm gonna revisit that, try to learn it and finish it. It's a pretty tough game, but it's not one of those games that's like impossible. It's, you know, old school difficulty where you've got to learn the levels, you know? So the more you play it, the better you get at it, basically. Through general practice and basic memorization and things like that. There's some creepy potential. Yeah, sorry. Maybe. It's just when I think of One-Eyed Jack's Revenge, I think of those old blocky polygon graphics and, Hey, look at that. Brandon just jumped online. Tony, let's just say it doesn't matter if I have an actual copy of it or not. And if you know me by now, you would know what the actual answer is. No, seriously though, Mindless Abyss, like the original Alone in the Dark games, no, there's actually a lot of creepy material there. I mean, especially in the first Alone in the Dark. I totally see what you're saying. Like, there's good ideas, for sure. I'm very partial to the first Alone in the Dark, though. I actually streamed it on Twitch back in January. I got through probably about 75% of the game on stream, actually. And that's when I used to play a lot back in the day. But even though I haven't played as much Part 2, I mean, Part 2's got some good creepy elements as well. I totally agree. Yeah, Andy, this is pretty much identical to the MS-DOS version, except for the health pack change. Everything else, I think, is identical. So yeah, it's got every boss, every level, every secret. It pretty much is the MS-DOS version. Aside from the this menu here. You know, the overhauled menu. Yeah, it's got everyone. We're gonna fight, you know, Mecha Hitler. Well, not really Mecha. Well, yeah, I guess it is Mecha Hitler. You destroy his suit, and then he comes out and starts running and gunning. So that's only a few floors away, and then after we do that, depending on how much time we have left, I might actually end the stream a little bit early. It depends. We'll see what happens. Because I want to stream my computer build on Twitch. But I still need to get set up in the other room, so that's going to take a little bit of time. So I'd like to start around midnight if I can. Holy crap, this level. We went from like really short and concise level design to an actual literal maze. I'm praising the level design in the first couple stages, and we just took about 5 steps backwards in level design quality. Oh my god, I went backwards. Really? See, this is where an auto map would come into play, but the original MS-DOS version doesn't have an auto map, and so that carries over into this. This doesn't have an auto map either. Hey, Chenti! Found me on YouTube, man. Good to see you here, dude. Oh, no Pac-Man ghosts in this version, Ronnie. Good catch, man. I didn't know that. What did they put in the Pac-Man ghost place? Or Pac-Man ghosts places? What do they put in place of the Pac-Man ghosts? God, Austin, you can't talk today. I mean, I assume the level is still there. I just guess they swapped out the sprites. Hey, Deadly Gaming! How are you doing, man? Oh, you know it was a really bad idea to waste all my ammo like that. Oh, crap. Yeah, picking up the extra life icons are nice in this because they give you full health back too. Hitler's ghosts. Oh, that's cool. So what do you mean by Hitler's ghosts? Are they the ghosts from like the end of Spear of Destiny, or are they like grayed out Hitler sprites or something? Dude, the Jaguar Wolfenstein bosses are massive, man. They're definitely pretty scary. Crap, 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 crap! I'm an idiot. You never rush through in Wolfenstein 3D because, again, like I said, enemies can shoot through each other. So basically multiple enemies, even if they're just lined up in a straight line. You know, say it's 3 enemies lined up in a straight line, all 3 enemies will hit you. That's one major gameplay element they corrected in Doom. Oh, jeez. did it again. Oh, no. No. Ugh. We have to go through that whole maze section again. Or do we? Oh, we don't. That was good on me to save it. Alright guys, let me know if you're still out there. I just lost complete network connectivity from my chat laptop, so I'm trying to figure out if it just is affecting my chat laptop or if it's affecting the stream as well. So if you're out there, post something in chat. Okay, chat's coming in. Cool. Alright, cool. You managed to beat this game as a kid because you were probably a little more patient back then. You probably had a little more time on your hands too. That helps a lot. More time, less worries. Right on, guys. Thanks for testing the chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was talking about it in the very beginning of the stream to Ronnie, and this chat laptop I'm using is just really, it has really awful Wi-Fi connectivity. Like so bad to the point where it just completely disconnected from the router and wouldn't auto reconnect. There we go, I'm saving it. I love the sound effects for the chain gun. It's so good. And this weapon is so good too. It just eats your ammo like popcorn though. Alright, we're gonna go back for a minute. Because there's some health and ammo. to the wrong room, but... And chat got disconnected again. I have this laptop, man. I just want to throw it across the room. It's disconnecting from my router again, yet the stream laptop is fine. Hey, Diamond, what's going on, man? I see you on my main laptop over there. My chat laptop, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I mean, it's just my chat laptop. Like, my main laptop's fine, so... I don't know what's going on. There it is. This is the room I was trying to find. Yeah, I'm gonna reboot this laptop because it's kind of being a piece of crap right now. Don't worry, guys. The stream's gonna stay up. I'm on a separate laptop for my chat, and it makes no sense that I mean, I might try to like reinstall the NIC. I've been having issues with Windows 10 on multiple computers here. I had to reinstall my USB 3.0 driver on my stream laptop last week. It just out of nowhere stopped working. It was being recognized as a USB 2.0 port and not a USB 3.0 port. Just out of nowhere. I did absolutely nothing. No updates, no nothing, no software installs. And I'm wondering if maybe like reinstalling the wireless NIC driver on this chat laptop will fix the problem. It just doesn't make any sense to me that like just solidly functioning drivers would just stop working out of nowhere, like without any changes to the, you know, the system, basically. I miss the days of reliability. I really do, guys. Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. Ugh. Into the Abyss, there are no unused applications to close. I keep my computers running pretty lean. I don't have unnecessary stuff running, ever. Basically, all I had was a web browser with the preview stream, or the stream preview, and then the chat, and that was it. I keep a lot of unnecessary services disabled. I disable startup applications at Windows boot, things like that. I always keep my PCs lean. So yeah, no, that's definitely not the issue. How are the LPs coming along? I need to record some more Let's Plays. I'm gonna post my last one on Sunday. People that follow me on Patreon have already received it. Speaking of which, there's a Patreon link in the description box below. If anyone wants to support me over there. But I'm probably gonna record another Let's Play this week. It's probably gonna be a Nintendo focused one. Yeah, so I rebooted my laptop. It connected to the router and internet just fine. So seems like a Windows issue to me. Unfortunately, Mindless Abyss, this is Windows 10 Home on this chat laptop, and I'm pretty sure I can't disable Windows Update on it, even through the services menu. I did that on my Stream laptop. You know, I had the Pro version on my Stream laptop, so... Alright. Where were we? Oh yeah, shooting Nazis. You can still disable it through registry edit. Okay. Well, I'll have to look into that. Am I still Let's Playing fighting games? No, I'm not. I was planning on doing one more fighting game, which was going to be Criticom on the PS1, but Criticom has high-res character select screens and low-res gameplay. And when it switches between resolutions like that, it screws with my capture card, and which makes it really hard to record a Let's Play. It's kind of hard to describe it exactly, but you would understand if you were here as I was trying to record the video. So I pretty much gave up on that. I might eventually do the Saturn version, because I don't think the Saturn version has altering resolutions. I think it's just one set low resolution and that's it. So it's not going to screw with my capture card. So I'll eventually do the Saturn version of Criticom. It's a horrible game, by the way, guys. It's going to be a painful Let's Play to do. It's an absolutely terrible fighting game. So yeah, no more fighting games. The reason I did the fighting games, I was having a sell-off in my collection. You know, what limited physical games I still have, I was trying to sell some of them, and some of the fighting games were in that lot. And I've been wanting to do Let's Plays of those games for a long time, and so I went ahead and finally got to them. And funny enough, I ended up not selling any of them. No, that's not true. I did sell Criticom after I tried Let's Playing it. So at least Criticom's gone. I don't miss that one. Ugh. Yeah, I know Morbid. I know a bunch of you guys commented on that. Yeah, I mean, I can do that one day. It's not high on my priority list right now. But yeah, it's a good idea. I would like to do that someday, for sure. It'll be fun. I mean, it would be especially interesting because, like, I'm pretty familiar with fighting games. Like even if I don't know a character, I think I would be able to pick up said character and learn some stuff just on the fly. Like, I'm experienced enough with the genre to where I can do that, and, but I'm also the kind of person where, when I learn a couple of characters, I usually just stick with those characters. I don't switch up. I just keep trying to get better with those same characters, and so that's why that setup could definitely be interesting, and I definitely look forward to trying it. A Darkstalkers Let's Play probably won't happen. For one, I don't have the game, but two, like, I've never been good at Darkstalkers. I mean, never say never, but it's one of those games that I'm not very good at, and I guess it's not so much I'm not very good at. I'm sure I could practice it on Twitch and I'd get just fine at it, but I don't have it. I don't even... Is it on PSN? If it is, I don't think I have it on PSN either. There are some PS1 games I have on PSN from a long time ago that I never owned on physical disc. Like, I have the first Alpha, for instance, on PS1. I can see myself eventually doing that. But that's kind of playing it safe. Darkstalkers I'm not as familiar with. Diamond, I already did a Nightmare Busters Let's Play years ago, and I hated the game. That's an interesting Let's Play, because I think I started off praising... It was one of those Let's Plays where I think I started off praising the game, and was cursing at the game by the end of the video. I'm pretty sure it's one of those Let's Plays. Was there a Wolfenstein 2D? Not really, no, Cafe Man. Apparently they took the, sort of like the concepts of the early Wolfenstein 8-bit computer games that were developed by a completely different guy, and, Ronnie can probably tell the story better. My mind's kind of drawing a blank right now, but... I mean, I guess you could say they are 2D Wolfenstein games, but they're not really related to this. This was kind of a homage to those early Wolfenstein games, but again, developed by two different studios. Darkstalkers and Darkstalkers 3 are on PSN. Okay, good to know. Yeah, Andy, I don't really like Nightmare Busters. It's a very poorly designed game. It looks good, but when you go to actually try to get somewhere in the game, it's kind of an effort in futility. You're battling bad game design more than, well, you're battling bad game design more than, like, legitimate, like, balanced difficulty. Yeah, Diamond, I think, knows exactly what I'm talking about. I think he's done a 1cc on it. And Diamond, you're right. I think I do need to revisit the game. And now that I stream, I can sit on Twitch and try to practice it over and over. So back then, I didn't dedicate as much time to like practicing these games for Let's Plays. Some Let's Plays I would just do on the fly even if I wasn't that familiar with the game. But nowadays, like, I try to make it a point to try to finish the game on Twitch before I do a Let's Play of it. So I could see myself revisiting Nightmare Busters. But man, it had some awful, awful game design. Awful design choices. Andy, have you ever completed Nightmare Busters? Just out of curiosity. Or are you one of those that only played the first level and decided to rate the whole game based on that? Yeah, I don't remember the auto-fire thing being much of an issue when I played it. For me, it was other design choices. You have finished it. Okay. I mean, I'll give it another try. Maybe with some practice, I'll come out with a different perspective on it. I mean, that's happened before. I think I need another key. Yeah, I need another key. No, I mean, yeah, no, everybody's entitled to... Well, I hate saying, oh, you're so entitled to your opinion. It's just everybody has their own opinions. And... it's just on the internet, you have to be careful about said opinions because there's a lot of people that have strong opinions, but they haven't really experienced the things they have strong opinions about. They play like the first level of a game and they judge the whole package based on, you know, that initial experience. And, you know, for anybody that's played a lot of video games, there's a lot of games that start off well and they end very, very poorly for one reason or another. But it sounds like Andy he's played a lot of Nightmare Busters, and so I trust his opinion. For me, it's about trusting someone's opinion, and you know, in their opinion making logical sense. So, yeah, for anybody that wants to see that Let's Play, I mean, you can just search for Nightmare Busters on my channel, or you can go to my Let's Plays playlist and it'll be on there. And so you can sort of see my opinions there firsthand. It's been years since I've played the game, so... but I will have to revisit it. And it's one of those games I'm going to have to stream on Twitch and sit down and practice. And then maybe when I finish the game and I can go back, and if I can finish it consistently, maybe I'll have different thoughts on it. I just remember there being a lot of really cheap level design. Instant death situations that just come out of nowhere. Very, very tight platforming. Stuff like that. Really unfair traps in certain parts of the game. Inconsistent level design. Hey, the Game Pro! Edon, how are you doing, man? Yeah, see, well, that's the thing about Nightmare Busters, Tony, is it the game, when you see the gameplay in action, it looks really good. You're like, oh my god, that looks like a Capcom CPS-1 arcade game, and you're like, I have to own this game, and then when you really try to dive into it, it's like, I don't know, all the bad parts start to rear their ugly head. But like I said, I'll revisit it, and I'll give you guys an updated take on the game. Yeah, so Nightmare Busters in particular really has a style very similar to the Three Wonders game by Capcom, particularly the game #1 on that compilation, the action game. And so when Nightmare Busters was originally announced, you know, as a you know, it was this original era SNES game that was rediscovered, and who released it? Was it Super Fighter Team? I forgot who published it in the modern day. Or was it never published and it was... Oh, I was pretty sure it was published, yeah. Was it Super Fighter Team? It was someone like that. Yeah, it used to be for sale on someone's website. And yeah, it made me think of Three Wonders, and Three Wonders is pretty solid. I do like that, especially the first game in that compilation. Three Wonders is like a 3-game set on the CPS-1. It's got an action game that's like the Ghosts and Goblins series. It's got a shoot 'em up, and then it's got a puzzle game. So it's kind of like 3 games in one, sort of. They're kind of like short. It was Super Fighter Team. Okay. I just realized I got both keys now. I wasn't paying attention, so I can go ahead and go through that. Go to that room we were having, or we were stuck at. Never played Three Wonders. I would check it out. You can get it on the Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2 on PS2 and Xbox. It's also on Capcom Classics Collection. I think it's on Reloaded for PSP. I'm not sure if it's on Remix or Reloaded. They altered the game lineups on the PSP versions of those. Getting lost. Alright, my cat's starting to bug me now. Come on, Patchouli. Come on up. Good girl. Yeah, just sit there. We don't have that much longer. What time is it? We've got, oh, I'm not even on my... I don't even... What time is it? It's 11:38. Okay, we gotta... Oh, well, actually, once we finish up this stage, we're at the last level. So, that's actually perfect timing, because... I do want to wrap this up so I can get my Twitch stream prepared. And so I can start putting together my new computer. Where's all the dogs? We killed them. Actually, I don't think there was a single dog on this stage. But no, we've knocked out plenty of dogs in this playthrough so far. I don't remember is this even the right place to go? God, now I'm getting lost. Tony, yes, I'm going to Twitch after my YouTube stream. I'm probably gonna eat a sandwich and then turn on my desktop, get some webcams fired up, and set up my lapel mic I picked up. And we're gonna put together my new computer, or at least part of it. I don't know if we're gonna put together the whole thing tonight. So right here, we need a GTFO. Yeah, Edon, so, I think I told you last week, I ordered all the parts except the motherboard. And then, so I ordered the motherboard, it arrived today. I also ended up ordering a M.2 drive. And then doubled my RAM at the same time. Oh, there was 3 of them, and they all hit me at once. Alright, final stage, guys, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream after this. So, it was fun revisiting Wolfenstein 3D. It's always good playing this game. So this is actually not the boss. This is, you got some characters here that have projectiles and whatnot. I thought there was a secret here. Hold on, let's go back. Oh, crap. It's been a while since I played this level. Hey, Jonathan, how are you doing, man? Maybe there's not. Alright.
Die, allied Reinhold.
Could really use some ammo. Yeah. Is he stuck? The secret's in the beginning? Okay. I think he's actually stuck. Whoa! Alright, Brandon. You say very beginning. Are you talking this very beginning? Because I just pushed every wall. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was something like over here. I remember doing this in the PC version. That's not a lot. Yeah, guys, the less said about Alex Jones, the better. Just a FYI. We don't need to bring that toxic stuff into this chat. Really don't. Alright, so let's just skip these guys. Ow! Holy crap! Those fireballs kill you like almost instantly? There were other secrets too. Okay. Now I know in the PC version you can actually just hold down the action button, or the door button, sorry, and it'll automatically like open up push walls. But I'm not sure if that actually happens in this version of the game. Ronnie, if you're still out there, are those the Hitler ghost things you were talking about that are on the secret level? Like they swapped out the Pac-Man ghosts for those guys, or is it different enemies? I know, that's what other people said when I first started the stream. They're like, this is kind of funny, you're gonna kill Hitler on Hitler's birthday. I was not planning on that, guys. I was just lazy today, and I wasn't even gonna stream to begin with, because it's my birthday. I had plans, or at least I thought I did, and I was just like, you know, I haven't played Wolfenstein 3D in a while. That'll be a good game to stream. Oh, those are the ones. Okay, Ronnie. Well, thanks for clarifying, man. Well, I guess I'm not missing anything then. So, basically, on the secret level to one of these episodes, was it episode 3, Ronnie? There was a maze, and it featured Pac-Man ghosts. Obviously, they probably didn't get approval from Namco. But it was also a secret level, so... So in this version, they basically fixed some issues with copyrights. So the health kits now have heart icons on them instead of the cross symbol, I guess, that the American Red Cross uses. And then the Pac-Man ghosts were replaced just with those Hitler ghosts that we just fought. Hey Brandon, I just pushed every single wall I possibly can and found no secrets, so I think you're lying to me, man. There's just one secret on this level. Okay. Well, now you tell me. And that's it. He goes, Auf Wiedersehen. Let's see that again. Death Cam trademark. Oh man. I know it's just also goofy now, but man, back in the day, this was so unique. Back in 1992. And of course, you'd be running it on a computer that could barely handle the game, so the death cam would be on your screen for like 5 minutes as it tries to animate the death animation. Yeah, no, you can strafe in this game, but strafing doesn't really have a huge tactical advantage in Wolfenstein 3D, because every enemy, pretty much like 90% of the enemies in the game are hit scan enemies, so it doesn't really matter if you're strafing or not, they're still going to hit you. Now, strafing has utility in that, like, it's, you know, it makes it easier to like peek around corners and stuff like that and shoot. So you can just strafe to the right and attack enemies in a doorway instead of turning 90 degrees and then shooting and then turning 90 degrees again and then moving backwards to get out of the way. It's like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's not like Doom where most enemies are projectile based, and so strafing has a much bigger advantage in Doom. Yeah, those hit scan enemies can just hit you no matter where you are on the screen and how fast you're moving. Alright. Yeah, so that episode actually took us about half the time as the first episode did. Actually, that's not true. I mean, it still did take us a little bit... Well, I think part of the reason it took us... Actually, I think it probably took us almost an hour and a half to do that episode. But I sat and I paused. I was like dicking around with my laptop and things like that, and dealing with other issues. And there was a level I died at a few times, so... So, alright guys, that's pretty much going to conclude this this YouTube stream. So, for anybody just tuning in for the first time, the archive should be live in a couple of hours, hopefully. I'm just going to wait for it to process. Actually, I might just publish it right away, because I think the whole thing might be available right off the bat, because it was only, you know, it's a 3-hour long stream. But yeah, it's always fun revisiting Wolfenstein 3D. It's a fun game. It's a classic for me. And it's the Doom guy's grandfather. But yeah, I actually did a Let's Play of the first episode many years ago, and it's something that I've been wanting to go back and follow up on, but, you know, with capturing DOSBox has always been kind of a pain and kind of finicky for me, which is why I never went back to it. But I'd like to eventually do some of the console versions, like the Jaguar version and 3DO versions and whatnot. Hey, no problem, Andy Author. Thanks for hanging out. You are Prime Champion and Eternal Guardian of the Universe. Oh man, so yeah, that pretty much does it for us, guys. Trying to figure out what to close this on. Thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching. Anybody that follows me over on Patreon, Sunday's Let's Play is already up, so in case you missed it earlier this week when I posted it, go check your notifications list. or go and check your patron-only posts, and it should pop up there, and you can watch that ad-free a little bit early. Once it posts Sunday, it will have ads on it as usual. Anybody that's interested in supporting me on Patreon, the link is in the description box, as always. I want to thank Cat and Caboodle and Tony Hayden. They both provided some super chats tonight. That's really awesome. Really appreciate the patronage, guys. Very much appreciated. Oh, Mindless Abyss, so you're a new sub. Awesome, man. Well, if you like old school playthroughs and stuff like that, that's mainly what I do here on this channel. And I do live streams every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you like to hang out on the stream, feel free to pop back in later, next week. For anybody that's going to be around, if you want to hang out some more, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch within the hour, most likely. Check me out over at Twitch. Log in, sign up if you don't have an account. It's free. You can log in and chat with me. And we're basically just going to be putting together my new computer, or attempting to anyway. And we'll be drinking some beer in the process. So. Hey, right on, Encrypted. Good to see you as always. A Knight Rider, thanks for hanging out. And... But, okay, guys, I'm pretty much out. Again, that's the Twitch link. I'll go ahead and post it again. And, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to record some new Let's Plays this week. Probably gonna do Super Mario Brothers for the NES, since we hit my $50 a month goal on Patreon. I'll get instant copyright claimed on that, but that's what the goal on Patreon was for. So maybe that'll come next week or the week after, I'm not sure. But I have to record it. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe, we'll see. Hey, no problem, Reality. And take it easy, Morbid Curiosity. Tony, no, I'm going to be starting with the first Super Mario Brothers, and then, I might try to go through the first 3 Mario games, not in the same month. I have to space them out because of Nintendo's copyright claim nonsense, but I do plan on visiting all 3 Marios. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all, like, back to back, or if I'm going to space them out over the year. We'll see. So, but alright guys, I'll see you later, and thanks again for watching, and if you're just tuning in, hopefully the past broadcast should be up in just a few moments, so, oh man, alright, I'm rambling, so, I'll see you guys.